Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, where they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also now our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We where they bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Thursday morning. My name na Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today na Thursday, the 5th day of March 2026. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today again, we get different issues that we can't talk about. Among them things that we talk about this morning, right now the National Elections Watch new. Then at different parts of the country, outside then they talk to the member civil society organization and they do some restructuring and then different executive them. We go for can get updates on that, and also now the program this morning, we know the All People's Congress, APC party, be done withdraw from government. And initially, after the 2023 elections, the National Commission for Peace and Cohesion, now one of the body then they will be the mediates for let peace go in the country. Today, we want to hear from them, waiting at the response regarding the opposition withdrawing from government. Then go for cancel we about that. And also, we go for talk to one legal practitioner, when the president for the Lawyers Society, Augustine Sorisengbe Mara, inside 2024, it been won the government for say the Tripartite agreement. If they not legalize them, it go get forget issues. Well, here we are today. Issues don't come because of some of them technicalities. And we go for talk to them later on inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. All of that na issues that we will discuss this morning na the Breakfast Show.
Well, this and plenty other issues them day inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. You self where they watch, we at some point send we you message through the comment section. Now any of the platform there we they watch we this morning, as we they stream live on YouTube and also on our website and through Facebook. Inside this edition this morning, the first guest so they can talk to na Marcella Samba Sesay, when are the chairpersons for the National Elections Watch new, a network of civil society organizations them where they work around elections, and they don't dey in this space for a very long time. Every year then they get engagement, and then now this particular year then they try for change their leadership and get new coordinator them all over the country. Then they into their activity they are now, and then they try for get different coordinator them we go represent the network. And at the studio now I want to welcome the chairperson when I'm Marcella Samba Sesay. Good morning.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel. And thanks so very much for having me.
All right, we know so now they all over the country now. They try for get engagement and also try for get a new leadership, and then step there. So now one way most people don't understand how now they go about them for get new leadership, and waiting at the time frame then leadership there can take. Let's start for talk about on a leadership structure na new.
Thank you so very much. And I'm so happy that the excitement don't go to National Elections Watch for make people begin understand what they do. So they don't ease the burden, for communicate the structure. Elections Watch has been around since 2002. In fact, New observed the 1996 elections with a very, very, very loose coalition, but then become very, very much organized and structured in 2008. And over the years, for different electoral cycle, New they ensure say it consolidates within it don't do. So let's start from Musa Day now. National Elections Watch get 400 organizations will register with the coalition. For lay you then a National Elections Watch, for example, there's nothing about Marcella Samba Sesay in a National Elections Watch. A day National Elections Watch because a day campaign for good governance. So National Elections Watch, now they talk about individuals as members. It's organizations that make up the membership. And so if you cease for being a member of the organization, you cease for being a member of National Elections Watch at all times. Now members they make up member organizations, they make up National Elections Watch. So we all leadership now from bottom top. But before I come to how this bottom top they operate, first and foremost, we get a national secretariat where everybody know about, and the national secretariat, the head, the administrative head of the national secretariat, now Reverend James Lai. So in your position, not a position, in a technical position you get, in your position, not to elected position. Right? And then at the national level, we go to call the Strategic Management Committee. That committee, they get 15-member organization there right now. It's a committee that can grow. Why that committee is strategic now? Then they advise, you know, National Election Watch. And that committee, they draw from organization that we get national presence and we get, you know, national coverage and national outlook. So, for example, you get the Sierra Leone Teachers Union at the SMC, you get the Labour Congress at the SMC, you get Network Movements for Justice and Development at the SMC, Campaign for Good Governance itself at the strategic management level, and then you get women's organizations like TEDOWOSIL and then at the Strategic Management Committee. And we know Yakan a youth network, Youth and Child Advocacy Network, then they at the SMC. The SMC Talking Drum Studio, then they at the SMC. These are the organizations at the national level where they give strategic advice and direction to know. Then we come to the regional coordinators. We get 5 regional coordinators. The regional coordinators then pattern around the same way where the region divide, how the country they. First term we get 4, and when the Northwest add, we get 5 regional coordinators, right? Now that the election starts, the regional coordinators are elected. Then we get the district coordinators. For administrative purposes, we make 17 districts, now 16 districts we get. But you know, because of the riverine nature of Banff, we divide Banff Mainland and Banff Island into 2. Anybody where they do election knows the coordination of Banff Island is very, very, very difficult. And so we need a coordinator for doing at that location permanently. So we get 17 district coordinators. And then we go further down and we get within the districts, we get what we call the district team, right? So each district, not to just the district coordinator, the manager, they manage them with a district executive who call the district team. That district team, they make up of 10 members. The 10 members, then 5 for be man, 5 for be woman, and where possible, 2 of them people then they for be persons living with disability. So they try for make that space the one the way they manage the affairs of new at the districts be as inclusive as possible. And then gets now the district secretary and the district coordinator. So 12 organizations them where possible now then they come together and make up the district executive. So Khadija 12 times 16. Just the executive. Remember they don't carry to
above 350
so
civil society.
Have, because
the
data
they ask this question,
about 400.
the deputy speaker don't team up now the well of parliament. They challenge the number of network the way they under new, and also they question on a democratic credential.
So I mean, I know why they agree say challenge, because when I sit here and talk about governance and politics, I do that with facts and data. So I don't even believe say challenge. So if you want challenge, like getting facts and data right. That's what you use to challenge. But you cannot just wake up one morning and begin to talk something. Then you say challenge. No. That's an attack on a credible institution where time, sweat, you know, energy, we don't invest them. You see National Elections Watch? It is regionally and globally recognized. In fact, the way what we organize, if I don't wait me, I tell you how we go na chiefdom. We have 190 chiefdom focal points. The way we National Election Watch organize, right? It's an epitome of citizens organizing where they use now the world. So you don't just wake up and just get a thinking, say, okay, I want to attack them people here, so, and you can't begin to talk.
Someone reach 20 of them CSOs and the way when they meet.
Pardon?
It's when I can't summon even 20 of them CSOs.
No, I mean, I've just told you, maybe you see, you have participated in our activities, right? This is the only coalition. When we started as civil society in the post-conflict era, a number of coalitions, because you know what the politicians say they do to we, and that's what they're doing now. They will come to public and say, oh, civil society no get capacity, they're not sabi nothing. Me na one person, I hated that in my spirit, right? Me on particular strategy in civil society is to build members. People, they will tell you, say, I always ensure that they invest in themselves and they invest in learning, capacity building and education. So we have trained civil society. We don't build them into networks. Everybody, every civil society outfit and networks get their own capacity. New is the only coalition that have survived. I can remember all the coalition them. I mean, we get the National Forum for Human Rights. There were so many coalitions that came up there with us. They were doing fantastic work. But our organizing has kept us to where we are.
From the deputy speaker, you been see this coming because na person we knew we don't interact with before now. Because the last time we get your national coordinator, yeah, he said they even get pictures. For sure, say they even don't engage in the Honorable Ibrahim Tawa concept before now. Also, you surprised for your
coordinator says, we get pictures. We've even posted the pictures, right? You see, this is a coalition that we are dealing with elections. And we know they do nothing and say nothing without evidence. We have posted the pictures online. We get records of engagement, right? This is the only coalition that can mobilize one observer in every polling station. In 2018 elections, there were hue and cry in this country, across the country. And I mean, same misinformation and fabrication. People, they say, oh, the National Electoral Commission, then I've been neck then. Oh, National Electoral Commission, then staff them, then they hide with ballot paper, then they hide with ballot box. There were so much hue and cry. In fact, that was the time we devised another category of observers. You know, the WEMO and the demos. Then a district, and to every ward, we make them observer, then they inside motor carry follow the ballot box, they outside. This is the only coalition that can do that. Yeah. And so when you talk, say we faceless, we not get members, right? I mean, you are targeting us, you are attacking us, and we think, say, it wrong. And an entity like the parliament for debate with facts, because what are they doing? They are making laws and informing national policies and direction which will be based on facts. We are not a faceless organization. No.
You say an attack. The deputy speaker they try for attack on her, but asking for the number of CSO them we make up of new, and also questioning on a internal democratic credential, how that's not an attack, because it say you don't day as chairperson from the APC days and up till now you still hold on to this position. Is that an attack?
So that is not what he said.
What did he say?
He said, I've been there for 15 years. That is what he said. And it is incorrect. Yes, I did the 2018 elections for you. I was chairperson. I took office in 2017. I was elected. The democratic credentials of new, democratic credentials. We space now. One thing, what I want for correct, we space now a voluntary space. We space now a voluntary space. The civil society space now a voluntary space. But we civil society in a National Elections Watch, we decide for organized research. You know you're in civil society, you know you're in National Elections Watch, get ala, but what they do? We have what we call a code of conduct, where they guide we and guide all what we they do, right? So what do we do? And this is mostly, we organize research in that way there, mostly because, you know, people, I mean, they move on. So after every 2 electoral cycle, we they come back and say, let we sit down, let we get an election, let we see whose organization still there. We look at the system, then we're not just sit down and say, oh, things are going on well. Oh, no. After every single election, we they do membership drive again. We they ensure say you come, we look at your organization, we get what we call a quality assurance officer. We look at the organization, the head of this organization here is still there with the norms and practices of National Elections Watch, yes, and then we ensure say they did it. During that period there, we also open up for new members. Anybody there, any organization they will want to join National Elections Watch? Yes. Now we go, we ensure say we look at the organization, we examine them. This organization it meets the criteria and the credibility when you they watch for. Yes, then we give them certificate. Now, so when somebody is asking who done are them organization, yeah, all the accredited members of National Elections Watch then get membership certificate for sure. Say they are members. Guys, we give them membership certificate. So this is how we operate. And then that's after every election because we deal with the electoral cycle. Then after every 2 elections, we come back, we sit down. When we look at we system back, we open onto elections. Sometimes the people them somebody could don't say, they don't move on. Because me when me take office, I take office from Talking Drum Studio. I mean, those who know Frances Fatum, she was a fantastic activist, right? I took office over from Campaign for Good Governance, took over from Talking Drum Studio, then Search for Common Ground. Frances Fatum, she did the 2007 election, she did the 2008 elections, local council, and then she was there and up to 2012, 2007, elections 2008 2012, and then Frances left. She went back home to her country, and then Mr. Ken Ghana Conte of Talking Drum, we sat down and said, I mean, we have a vacancy, and we did an election, and Mr. Ken Ghana Conte of Talking Drum Studio became the chair of NEW in 2012. After the 2012 elections, Ken Ghana Conte had a job elsewhere out of the country, and there was a vacancy. So we opened up again to election, and I was elected from Campaign for Good Governance in 2017. So I did the 2017 elections as chair of National Elections Watch, and also I did the 2023 elections as chair of National Elections Watch. So we've done 2 electoral cycles. Now we've opened up again for people, you know, so to get fresh mandates.
An appointment or election where they take year and by cycle when election time reach.
Oh yes,
we conduct 2, then after the cycle, una conduct.
Yeah, that's how we've been operating. So not to like say at this term, then decide. No. All these years, that's how we've been operating, you know, because immense attention due to National Elections Watch, you know, like ripe mangoes. The only people target ripe mangoes. And I want to encourage Sierra Leoneans, and especially people in high offices where they do this, right? You know, for make we even invest with time for do this for we country, it's very, very difficult. It's years of sleepless nights and service to we country. So, and the time, right? Well, don't they do this for we country? Some of them people are so, they're not even then are so. They don't even want to identify with salon. So when you come back, when you see something when I value, right? Because we are valued in the world. We said in the discuss election, right? National Elections Watch is a member of the global network of domestic elections observer. Welcome to AFIONET, the African Elections Observer Network. National Election Watch cheers AFIONET. When it comes to West Africa, that's so interesting. West Africa Elections Observer Network, WEON, National Elections Watch is the chair of the West Africa Network.
Marcella, why you feel say on a work na new don't be a problem for politicians them?
Over the years, right? You see, I don't find out because apart from my role as chairperson of National Elections Watch, I'm a governance practitioner. I don't find out that truth in a salon is very uncomfortable. You know, people have been used to hearing lies, and unfortunately, we leaders them, now that's their lack. They are surrounded by people that we know they ever tell them true. So they lack where people then they tell them thing and pose like say, you see, that's why African leaders generally, we see them come on a power that they're miserable. Because the people that we've been surrounded where they lie to them, you know, they tell them things that we are not genuine. So then they ever do with them. So now when they left power, then they look around for who is there. Nobody is there because they were only there with you because of waiting, then the benefit. So that is it. National Elections Watch is a diverse space, right? You see, like we regional coordinator so for the Northwest, a fantastic lady, Nancy Pamoy. She comes from an organization called Each One Save One. This lady they do dressmaking in a beautiful way. So it's a diverse space. We get National Farmers Association, the district coordinator for Western Rural. It's from the National Farmers Association. All kinds of organizations doing diverse things in the space. It's a diverse space. And so, now that space there, everybody know the rules. And we get one mantra, na National Election Watch. They call our fall white, right? Irrespective of your views, when you can a National Elections Watch, you are trained to understand that when we deal with elections, we are dealing with the stability of our country and we are dealing with the future of our country. When we elect leaders, right, that is the time these leaders will go sit back and say, then people are not entrusting me and I need for work for them. So in the final analysis, they work for the people. So when we get elections right, we are going to get politics and governance right. That's so we believe in you.
It's all waiting they unfold currently. We read the other day, the deputy speaker be the talk say, they address the chief electoral commissioner say they forget rules them whatever really set that criteria for observation. Organizations like on our side for elections is new worried with all waiting at the city unfold towards
then
elections.
The person not even understand how election they operate because there are rules already. There are rules, there are guidelines.
You talk about the space. You worry about the space say go shrink with then kind where they come out from the parliament directly to the elections.
It's a shrunken. It all shrink. Right? You see voices. Aligned voices. That's what's happening. And we have that's Sierra Leone. We need to talk to ourselves. We get a very rich tradition of civil society history in this country. Right? When civil society decides, say, enough is enough, we need democracy. Civil society was in the front line for do that. Civil society has always been that space for member with leaders them. You see, power na something where they take person off in goal. So civil society has always been there to say, hey, we are on a peace building and post-conflict reconstruction era. Come back to accountability mechanism. Right? So when you feel say civil society not for play that whole day, you are affecting the society. So we are not worried because that answer to Mabel in question. We are not worried. There is a saying, if you want to build a palace, you have to entertain noise in your living room. Right? The noise already they make. This is an organization that has been around since 2002. It's 24 years of solid network building. When you want for study civil society organizing at the region, a national election, what should they come? We have a case for show the world, right? And we are recognized. So we are not worried. We are not worried about people who don't understand. And that's why I am I think we have a lot more work to do. I thought that we have got to a stage as a country where politicians they now understand the rules of the game. But I like Boku people don't understand. I make somebody go say, the electoral commissioner for set rules, commission for set rules. No, there are rules as to how observers operate. There are guidelines, and the constitution prescribes for elections to be observed. It's a constitutional provision, and more importantly, now we write as citizens. Who votes them? Who votes them? You know, I like to give example from other context. You know, in Ghana, when they do election, the citizen them being so because of the tension of politics, then they tell you say vote and go home so that we can destabilize, let the place clear, let noise not go in. In Ghana, waiting and they do, they say vote and protect your vote. And so then they say vote and protect your vote. The citizens would be there. Then they make noise, you know, it's a very orderly society. Then they make noise and they cause confusion. So when they by the polling station, they would be there. Then they all day. Then they tell each for count the vote. And they do their elections in the open. Now, when they say, when the presiding officer say one, the crowd says they allow one. Very, very transparent and open. Right? So it's the citizens' right to protect their votes. So National Election Watch, I am coming, is a group of well-meaning citizens across the country from national level to the village level who have decided that we are coming together to protect our rights to vote. So nobody know they take that right from we.
The reason why they ask if you are worried, we know say currently the existing relationship between NEW and that of the ECSL is very shaky since after the 2023 elections. They're not done the they're not done the invite on meetings, they're not done the involve on processes, then where they already they go on where on suppose for the part of our civil society where they monitor elections, they're not done the involve on leading to the 2028 elections. If this sour relationship between NEW and ECSL continue, una go get for monitor this election.
So let me tell you, there is nothing about we are not inviting people. No election, not in the world. When I saw then they conduct, and then you are not conducting. Listen, then you are not conducting an election, right? One of the principles of election is stakeholders' involvement. Now, people that we understand that they get for say that election they okay. So when you say you are conducting election and you are pushing away certain people, then you are not conducting an election. Right? So the whole idea is we are not worried. We are citizens of Sierra Leone. We are voters. And when election come, then get for see national elections what it is.
But what if they not give the necessary accreditation?
So when we
because
reach that bridge,
you cannot observe an election if you not get the accreditation.
When we reach that bridge, they will go cross. Right? When we reach, they will go cross. National Elections Watch is a citizens observation group. We not learn at this country.
But the representative then now of the citizen there don't begin question on credibility. Don't begin question your leadership.
Hold on at the representative.
Honorable Tawa,
okay, so
a member of
he's
parliament.
A politician, right? And I don't need validation from politicians. My space, my civic space is representing citizens, the voices of vulnerable groups, like-minded people that like me when are ordinary citizens in the society. And let me address this issue.
But are you worried that your leadership they under question to a point that
so when you say
to a point that a whole deputy speaker they ask the speaker for rights and call on a parliament for scrutinize on
that call we the wait for. That call we the wait for. We are not moved by threats and intimidation. They want to call us, let them call us. This is an accountability institution. We promote accountability. How you go to do accountability if you get accountability? Me, I want people say them for don't call we safe. Right? So FK leadership, that's why I encourage people. FK leadership, because you are leading, you have to be open to public scrutiny. The only thing what they against, not open public scrutiny without fact. You are saying things that are not correct. You are saying a democratic credential is under questioning. No. In fact, civil society, the way civil society operates as a voluntary space, we don't even go further for consolidate with democratic practices. And what would they say? So there is evidence. All side. You want call for accountability? And in fact, let me address this issue. There is one point, he says they are taking money on behalf of the people.
Yeah.
We are not taking money on behalf of the people, right? Where I sit on here with my team, we have a formidable technical team for which I am also a technical person. Where we sit down for hours. And that is what I do. I will go next to myself. After a while, I don't talk to them because me self can at the spotlight. As Marcella, my name call. Alright? We sit down for hours. We create ideas. As citizens, how will I use these ideas? New is a company registered by a guarantee. We create ideas like how people they sell them products. And so they sell that idea. Who that can buy them? We not talk say they buy rest for shape for to salon people. No. When we create the ideas, then they who that can buy that idea, they say this is what we want to do. It makes sense as citizens. Let's do it. And then the person put in money, the entity put in money there. And after that, we give reports to them. Right? All the Allah, within the Allah around this country. Then do misinformation. Tell the Allah say, oh Marcella, Samba said don't run away with new money. We're no new member. But where within a national election watch, we deploy 16,000 observers in 2018. In 2023, we deployed 7,000 observers. Right? Because of resource constraints. Not one observer come forward and say national election watch only 1 cent. But they say me don't run away with the money. So at this point, people were not then you now they concerned about whistle. The one that we didn't you no raise no queries, but you were not there now you concerned about we. Now at this point, this organization of this coalition of organization has what they call an audited account from an internationally recognized external people them that they can audit new, and anybody who want to see the audit report today. So we don't get afraid for anything. No. You say we'll face light, we'll show you the people, and the people are themselves will come. Call in a parliament poll, please.
We're getting numbers.
But let them call me.
Honorable Tower, the question.
Let them call me now. Please let them
and
call me.
also, you being at the helm of affairs from 2015 and up till now, you not feel say a threat to on our internal democracy because now some of the things then this way it talk about.
For waiting are the thing that we talk we correct.
You say you don't dare as chairperson from 2015?
I am chairperson since 2017 elected, right? I have been in campaign for good governance, and campaign for good governance is a member of National Elections Watch. Let people understand, because you see, politicians, then they come to office, people if you get security of tenure, then they pull them come on. And bring their young people can. So they're not even understand what professionalism mean. Say person can rise through the rank and file. Right? What kind of civil society space? I kind of civil society space after university. Right? I don't do a national elections watch. I don't be regional coordinator for Western area. Western area are the biggest, districts when it comes to elections related activity. I don't coordinate these districts. Right? And so when you don't see me in an election a couple of years and you're understanding now that's now in the head national elections watch you don't make and correct. Yes, we all done in a national election watch For example, Reverend James Lai is senior than for me in a national election watch. I meet Andy. I get a couple of other people that were senior for me in a national election watch. I meet them, they do election work. Right? That's not me say when they elect me now as chairperson in 2017, they can't begin count all the years who are done in a national election watch. They say I for come out. And in fact, now they make me no come out.
You go continue for dinner this position.
If they elect me. If people say can serve.
Them go elect you?
If people say can serve, why not? They make it left to the discretion of the members. They say, why not?
You get the confidence of your members?
I don't even need to be chair of national. That's what I want to talk about now. I don't even need to be chairperson of National Election Watch to make my views heard about elections in the public. No.
Your name don't come under serious scrutiny from Honorable Tawa Conte to that of Honorable Gevao, they can ask you about. But even before that, you now one person way don't come under serious online bullying. Anybody already follow your activities. Their issue, they all get anything for do with you work with they do, talking about issues of governance because you're also a governance expert, talking about the political landscape in the country. You're a political analyst as well, aside elections. All the online bullying there, where they go through, get anything for limit you in the way how they do your work, Marcella?
So I like the fact that you say you're a governance expert, you're a political analyst. I like all of those, right? And one of the things they want to say, and I am saying this is Women's Week, and I am doing this for all me mentees them and for all the young women, you know, because online bullying now in the waiting self of the day right now. When weaklings they want for target you, that's what they do, because the internet faceless, so they use that one day for come at you. Right? So I want to do this because those who know me, they know that my fiber is as thick as timber. You do I mean, I think the politician in Sierra Leone, they need for up their game. They know say the strategy, then they know the work, but then still they do right? You go online, you name me, you public shame me, you body shame me. It has nothing to do with me.
But you've been silent at some point.
No, I'm studying. Right? You know what it means to engage in Sierra? It's a big sacrifice. I am right. Let me say this publicly, and I'm saying this with all humility, and it's not pride. God knows that I am not a person who is boastful. Right? I turned 50 this year, and I'm writing my PhD. And not a PhD where you go take backyard, or not a fake degree. When you are writing a PhD, you are writing it with focus. I cannot be doing work in Sierra Leone and writing a PhD together, right? So let me tell you, Gevao, or what he calls himself, that's his name. On a Monday morning, he go on media, said things about me, right? And I have given him 72 hours since Monday. I see even in people them, nobody no put sense na edit say what you did to Marcella was gross defamation of character. For calm na public back for can retract him. He has a track record to say things in public that are incorrect and coming back to retract it. I've given him 72 hours and he's not said a word. Now, me, Marcella Samba Sesay, right? Marcella Macaulay. When I started in public life at the age of 19. At 19, I was teaching at the Sierra Leone Grammar School. I graduated from Iltimakai and I was teaching at the Sierra Leone Grammar School. Whilst at the Sierra Leone Grammar School, my principal, Mr. AJ Lashite, if you are listening, right, the professionals in this country is above the first three in this country. That was the person who mentored me. So ladies, as we go to International Women's Day, men can also be mentors. Mr. AJ Lashite, I give you your flowers. I know say if you know they listen me, Boko Regent Tony and then they listen me and they go tell us say, Mr. Lashite, this morning even as we reflect on International Women's Day, Marcella, Samba gave you your flowers. Mr. Lashite, I was to become a senior teacher because grammar school, the part after 4 years, you perform well, you become a senior teacher. So I was feeling, I was 21 and I was feeling as if I'm now going to be a senior teacher. And the 3rd year, he called me. You have great potential. That was his exact words. Consider going for your bachelor's. I'm like, oh, what's in this man member? Because I thought I had arrived at that time. At the age of 19, 21, I was going for a senior teacher in the most renowned boys' school in this country. And I am tracing this because I'm building a case, Khadija. Just allow me 5 minutes to do this. And the next year now I was waiting, the 4th year, for my stamp to be a senior teacher. And he called me again to say, I am not going to make you a senior teacher. You're going back to college. Despite facing I born me or waiting. That was how it was. Mr. Lashite who inspired me. He said, you have great potential. I am not going to make you a senior teacher. You're going back to school. That's how I got to Frobe College at 21. Yes, me. I was in Frobe College. I got an honors. And they said this, I am repeating. I am saying this for the younger generation who wants to walk a traceable path to success. So that when men come to public to intimidate you, you have evidence of your success. And that's what I'm tracing this morning. So, I got to Frobe College, right? I was in the honors school in political science. We were 17 in that class. I still remember my classmates, right? 17 in that class. I was the only female. So I've been used. I just told you I was in a boys' school at grammar school. In my honors class at Frobe College, I was the only female in the class of 17, right? I was top of my class. All wait till the talks to the evidence traceable. I was top of my class at Frobe College. And then, not stop there, I was vice president of the Frobe College Student Union. This was in my 20s. Leadership not to team way. And yesterday I see. This was in my 20s. I started teaching at 19. Then, after, right? Again, there are men who had mentored me. I came to campaign for good governance. Catch your words. Campaign for good governance. I'm in campaign for good governance because I'm in campaign for good governance. At the National Elections Watch, the Campaign for Good Governance program staff are all parts and parcel of National Elections Watch because we are a member organization. I have built my career in democracy and elections. Then I went to the University of London. In 2006, I graduated from the University of London, based in Surrey, in England, at Diabin, they are graduates. I graduated with a Master's of Arts in Democracy, Politics and Governance with distinction. You go on my Facebook page, right? My university, the Commonwealth, will put a banner with my name. For so say, I am saying this because I am building a case. As I don't so right now, me role na elections na the world. When then they make a decision on elections, now we then they call say after we decision don't make for can verify and ratify. You self talk and say you're not governance expert. So Kevao, know that the lady you talked about, Marcella Samba, has long past electoral commissioner role. I know who I am, and I know whose I am. Wait till I sit down and God in grace. I am not saying this out of pride. No, God knows I am not doing that. I don't pass the long term. So when you go, right, What I am doing for my country is the firm belief that I have that this country, if we get governance right, and politics right, will get development right. So when you go to the public Monday morning and you frame my person as if it's one small girl who is running around, because in the eyes of misogynists, them man the way things say they get power, all women are small picking for them, then they call you picking. Now when you go to the public, you sit in the morning, you present me like one small picking where they find relevance. It won't be electoral commission and a salon. Now I make you they do all of this. No, you are so wrong. You are incorrect.
So does that mean
I have passed that stage?
Does that mean if you in any way be approached for that position, you're not going to take her up?
Mabel, you hear what I say? I have passed that stage. If I am serving my country, doesn't mean you should belittle me. When I move out of Sierra Leone, I'm somebody else. When I move out of Sierra Leone, I'm somebody else. I am saying this with all modesty for people to understand that we are not doing this. We are not chasing jobs. So, Khadija, let me say this again. When I came into this space in 2003, when I left for Bay College, I have enjoyed the presence of all the presidencies. Well, in this country, as young as I was, the late President Ahmad Tijan Kaba of blessed memory, always here they talk evidence. Anybody will want challenge, I come. Me know they can't go na public, go talk, say, now want me party tell me, then say, you do defamation. No. I have enjoyed the presence of every president, whether they want to talk directly or indirectly. I have. The late President Kaba, as young as I was, when I am on UN radio, he would listen. When he is doing his policy, they send, let them call me. Una go call that picking them. Una go call that picking. You know, because he was a man who believed in young people, right? I was on UN radio, the evidence are there. I have been building democracy in this country since I was a youth.
So, Marcella, the question where I go ask you now that why a lawmaker and also somebody with a legal background for go na radio and make such kind claims, say, now you, Marcella Samba, Sesay, the APC be the lobby for, let it appoint you for be chief electoral commissioner. If Honorable Geva will not get evidence, why if we go na radio and make that kind of statement
so
against you?
I've given this man 72 hours, I've been quiet. All man know me say, I am not intimidated, right? I am not somebody who intimidates. When you see me say, if me they pass there right now, Geva will see me now, the other would they pass. He cannot face me. So what he did is what we call technology facilitated violence. And I bring unto the notice of the public, right? If me do that one day to anybody right now, they will bring the law and police against me. But what Geva did to me that morning from high profile office, this not to any kind of person, no. Not to them bobo then on social media where they write anything, no. He is sitting in a very prominent office in this country as a member of parliament, and he's also a legal person. He's a lawyer, I understand. Right? He do defamation of my character. Defamation of my character. That's why I took time to build, let's tell people that my profile. That profile that they present on no side. Right? I am so modest in my profile. And I put on a LinkedIn safe. So when you do that, Mabel, you get technology with the help of two other of in kind them. Males as well, na the studio, then begin make ridicule, public shaming me, right? And then when they're done with that information, they then begin put on our social media, call them, blogger them, begin distort me picture, and you did direct violence on my person, right? In a society where they trumpet women's political participation, in the week where they talk, will reflect on Women's Month, right? And nobody within the space and quarter not able for call and say what you did to Marcella was technology facilitated gender-based violence. You defamed her character and you expose her to public ridicule.
You say you've been given 72 hours.
I have done 72 hours. No question.
Now, are there any plans for what's your next step? You want to go court, waiting really you
right.
get 72 hours for?
It has to retract that.
If it doesn't?
Then the next step will come. Now, one by one. I don't wait. Because what we get as human beings, we get waiting and call self-conviction. When you sit back and you say, what I do so wrong, and other people, they wouldn't near you, they tell you, say, what you do so wrong? And you say, you lawyer, with lawyer, legal background, pass them, a public, media. The media not only read you, the technology not only read you, it's online. Now it's Women's Week. You know, almost Women's Conference internationally are speaking online. When you search my name, you know what is coming up? Immediately you search my name right now. Because the people that were, I have series of speaking appointments then this weekend. In not Electoral wait and say, oh Marcella, Samba, they can't talk all man sabi me. No. For people then for sign up to them people then they conferences then they right? Then they say who are those speakers and then they search the person in background. Immediately you search me right now what Guevara was done. When you search me right now, what comes up is what is spewing. The hate is spewing against me. That's what comes up online.
This is not the first time where allegations of linking you with the All People's Congress don't they come up. Apart from your constitutional rights of voting for who say you want for votes, you in any way belong to the APC. Are you a party card carrier?
So this is not the first time linking me up with the SLPP2 is coming up, right? So Mabel, is Marcella any a party carrier of both parties? It is no. How would you want me to take 24 years in civil society? I have built my record up to international level, right? I for just wait 1 year, 2 years. I know who I am.
So what
I know politics. That they tell anybody. I know politics. If I want to be a politician, I dey far with politics right now.
So why the attack on your
Yes,
personality?
because
this is not the first time they attack
I
you.
carry political currency. I know that. I carry political currency. So because I carry political currency, what in the world to do, then call them delegitimization. Now, if you get 500,000 right now, 500,000 limits right now, I can't pull 50 they reduce them to 450, not to so. So anything you do, it's a deliberate effort to reduce the level what they. And unfortunately, what does that do? It increases my political currency. It increases it. I enjoy widespread acknowledgement from Sierra Leoneans. If you see, I'm not a bother with waiting the politician and the talk. Not because of that. Because I do this for Sierra Leone.
So are you
not APC or SLPP. I am challenging them this morning. APC or SLPP. They don't talk this day. They don't talk them. They don't talk them. Let one person come with one evidence where they link me and that party. Any of the party them. If I don't have, I am not saying this because, you know, I risk feeling too much of myself doing this. But I don't mind because there are times when silence is no longer golden. I don't even have company with politicians. Me and they know they talk. We only talk when we are in meetings. I have friends who are politicians, very close friends. They know that. They know the boundaries. You go to me, paddy, when a politician, you tell her and say, very few, I have very few friends. You tell her and say, oh, I want to let Marcella do this. She said, no, she doesn't do that. Right? If you want to let me, you waiting, I will make you into. But she doesn't do that.
Marcella,
me not able to talk for you to ram.
Marcella,
I don't. Khadija, you ask a question, it's very salient. So to be jumping around, oh, she's APC, she's APC. And let me make this clear also to the public, because I'm a democracy promoter, right? The opposition not to enemy. The opposition not to enemy in a democracy. We should not in a society be making as if opposition people are enemies. No. Opposition should be such that they can. We need to empower them to serve as an alternative in democratic practice, because that's what they are. And you know what? Over the years, they have always linked me with the opposition to show that the opposition are meaningful players in the democracy. You see, you want the way they holla for SLPP. So there was a time in this country, 2018 elections, right? I took bullets for the flag bearer of SLPP.
How?
At the map before police, where then they shoot my host, flag bearer. The one that where they holla so.
Are you talking about President Bio now?
Yes.
How you take bullets for President Bio?
We were in the situation room and people then come. All man they holla, then they shoot, then they shoot, then they shoot, then they shoot my host. When I was called upon, as new, I said, let us not sit down. We went there, confronted the police. Say, why are they shooting a flag bearer on election night? You people will destabilize this country. Yes.
When then you not be a friend to them?
Yes. Oh, I was their friend. Oh, if I were they can't make this kind of situation. When I tell you, say I have access to all the presidents because they value what I do. This is why I say that at that moment, none of them know me if I go team up before for President Bio that and any people they know it was not president. Leaders are only identified with when then they na power in this kind of way. Then they say then they fight for right? I hope whoever is listening within our leadership, not just for Sierra Leone, would understand that the other voices are also important. I went there, let's done this talk. I went there, right, with the team. I saw all we handle so. Where would they go? We make so. For sure, say we not come for comfort. We say you cannot do this. And I challenged the leader at the time, the officer in charge who was there. Right? They all, I can steal my mental picture of all those SLPP people who were there. My mental picture could still recall them. I challenged the police there. I said, if anything happens to anybody here, I would prosecute you to the world. That next day, tension stopped. I am saying this because, and they all know, they all been did it. They see we, not to say they not see we, they see we who can't do. Now we forestall that problem thing. You say we are causing conflicts. No, our role in this society is to stop conflicts. When we see problem, they come, we use truth. Truth, that's what we use. When we see problem, they come, we use truth for make the problem stop. And anybody will understand, you know, say that all they would play. So when you come and say, if I wanted at that time, 2018, if I wanted a job, would have for the lobby pass me safe. So don't come to the public and create that kind of situation then they. It's not fine, it's wrong. You have violated my persons. You have violated my person. You don't make a number of people them who otherwise don't know me. Right? I am old enough to be called their mother. You don't make them day online. Then they use me name. Public shaming, they go on right now. Then they use me t-shirts. They put red inside the t-shirts. Then they do all kind of things because a sitting member of parliament go and grossly defame me. You know, when ordinary people do them, you just say they don't understand. But when this kind of person do them, you know, say it is calculated and he purposely, all me years, I have done a traceable evidence of who I am. You go now, go verify. For a college day, Miltimagai day, grammar school day, University of London day if you doubt. I am currently in the University of Ghana, right? I'm rounding up my PhD. Go trace me. And when it comes to election, search me in the world. You come, waiting, I don't build all these years. You sit down as member of parliament for destroy them in one day. That's what you did.
All right, you say you don't give 72 hours for retract and come back to the public and tell them, say, wait till it talk about you not to true. Quickly, we wrap up with, they can get we next guest. We just don't join we. How soon we will come out to the public with our new leadership structures as on a day now, going all over the country for try for get new membership for new. And of course, you don't talk and say you they go back na the same position for chairperson.
No, that is not. You know, that will not make national. That will not make national electoral watch like now a political space. I mean, it's just interesting to serve. That's all. And people let them know that even if I say I'm not a chairperson of new, that doesn't. I have a heart for this country. That would not stop me from supporting. What genuine civil society do. But the election they gone. We don't even call an election. The election they do. In fact, the ECSL has been so supportive. They've come with the ballot boxes. The Sierra Leone Association of Journalists are also there. So I am laughing at.
How ECSL do that?
The misinformation so much that the misinformation so much that people are the facts for ECSL. You see ECSL. Allow me 1 minute. Yes. You see ECSL. You get the political leaders. Why I'm calling it the political leaders? Because they are getting appointments from the states. They are not political because they are an independent institution. But just for argument's sake, they are getting appointments. But you have a category of disciplinary professionals. Many a times when I look at them people, then they play the same role. Always here they talk so they understand that. Right? They understand always here they talk. They play because they are professionals, right? And even some of the ones themselves, when they appoint as commissioner, they don't serve as professionals, so they understand. Some people they fight for the way ECSL bang with heads, right? That's why I'm laughing. You see me, I know because of this incident, I would not talk about these issues. I have seen the world and understand, say, when you belabor or then triviality, I say waste of time and a distraction. It they make what you are supposed to collectively benefit. The gains we're supposed to make, right? The pride won't forget as a country say, yes, we did this, we need to get her. We depend trivialities and less than trivialities. And we need to grow by that. You will never see me in public talking about, new ECSL. No. The relationship with ECSL is professional. That's it. That's what I understand. So National Elections Watch, they've already done 2 districts as at yesterday. They have done Moyemba and Koinedigu. We'll be doing the entire country. And it's 16 districts. We are 17, it takes time. Done then that level they'll cut up. We do the regional coordinators, then we cut up. We do the chairperson, and then they do a national meeting. When all man they come, they can do the election.
All right. Well, until then, we will come back and announce the new leadership when you don't get after then done with the entire process. That's not be Marcella Samba to say. When the current chairperson for new be there this morning, they talk about the nationwide engagement. So then they do now forget new regional coordinator. And of course, they use the opportunity for respond to some allegation them we don't come about in person and safe the organization where it they Edna new until Parliament summon them as the Deputy Speaker been promised. So we'll bring Canton at the latest development on that particular issue there. Well, they can't talk to Hawa Samai now, when at the Executive Secretary for the Peace Commission, as we see they don't begin for all negotiations or engagements with the main opposition APC party, we don't back out of governance. Waiting at then conversation there, so way then they get between them, we go know. But quickly, whilst they can't talk to Hawa Samai, I'll take this message from our partner them, UBA then, come back, we'll go talk to Hawa Samai, when at the Executive Secretary for Peace Commission.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, It's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Larger with Kingdom Hustle will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Prince Money Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices, 500 million. Answer, 1,000 millions. I mean, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner, Liberty Online TV, and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say, it don't make sense. I don't make sense.
It's Labor Day. Hustle will make sense edition. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Larger with Kingdom Hustle will make sense edition on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Prince Money Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices, 500 million. Answer, 1,000 millions. I mean, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner, Liberty Online TV, and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say, it don't make sense. I don't make sense.
Welcome back. You still watch the breakfast show where they come to you live on Liberty Online TV, and we tell you say na this segment of the program now where they can hear it from the Executive Secretary na the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. We all know say na be middle man them where the APC and the government of Sierra Leone be they going to agreement for let them ensure say they sign to seen them where they go do for maintain the country in peace. Well, we see say this behind them they don't meet back with the opposition, government and development partners, and because the APC don't withdraw from government as we dey talk now, and today made the 4th day where the elective officials them no go work because they say the government not seem for the keep to the agreement with them be signed. Well, now a pleasure for get you here this morning. Now, Samba, good morning. All right, like I don't tell the viewers them, we see the All People's Congress APC party. We now one of the body them. We wanna be the mediate between the government of Salon and them for come to work and ensure say then do it in them. They don't sign up to. Don't go back. Say they not they go work. The elective officials them don't withdraw from governance. Let we just start first. How we reach here, because we are the middleman them power of this. How we reach here.
I want to tell you thank you. Una call, una work, una they do, because the media are very important for the inform all man on waiting they go on, and let we also get the different perspective of things then for let we understand how peace na all man business. One thing we for realize say there is no perfect system in a sense that anything, even if you don't make agreement or una don't I can always say, even if you come inside you one mama belle on a twin, it almost jam, which is normal. But now how we go about this tit and tongue and how you talk to your company for lay una resolve the issue, now go make una, even though una get una divergence in opinion, una cable for work together. Couple of things we see say from the Unity Agreement platform, when are all day, all these agreements come up from, yes, all man getting your opinion about the elections, and we come, we sit down, we get a Unity Agreement on the way forward. This Unity Agreement now born the Tripartite, right? So you cannot talk about the Unity Agreement, or you talk about the Tripartite, you not talk about the Unity Agreement. It's more or less one and the same.
Yeah.
It's continuation of the process. Now, after the Unity Agreement, we see say over 80% of the Unity Agreement don't be implemented, right? I go say, but 20% of them still pending. Where we also, it's not like any one panel stationary, everyone they move, right? But why I say 80% na 80% completion, because the last time where the international moral guarantors then self-calm, they look at them, then say yes. 80% don't completely address, but we still need for try for work on the 20%. And inside this 20%, now they get all them tripartite them. So you see, say even inside the small one, bigger one, then they come inside it.
Inside this tripartite, we also know so we get 80 agreed recommendation. We get other one them way not divergent in opinion as well. But inside this tripartite here, so then get committees them we done the meet, right? One of the things them we will learn from this conversation where we get, because this conversation not only starts where the APC them stop for go na parliament. For we na the Peace Commission, we always done the get conversation with APC and SLPP and the government and other political party them, because I don't mention other political party them because plenty people they feel say na APC SLPP no more. Now they will they deal with. No. This tripartite, even the tripartite recommendation, will be get for make sure say the other political party them, they say put the recommendation together and we go na the APC, the tripartite secretariat, that's all them in the Brookfields hotel, and we go help them for do presentation to the committee so that then self you word them go inside that document they make them not feel left out, because the complaint where they can give to the Peace Commission or tell them on APC SLPP like na the two political parties they within the country and they listen to them. So whatever they go on, it goodly will always they make sure say we bring the other political party them on board and they not feel disenfranchised. Because that's one thing where even in the talk say the PR system disenfranchise them, how we go ensure say they all come on board in everything where they go on in terms of governance and democracy in the country. So it's important whenever una self they do all the interviews here and opinion seeking, more una self they get them on board so that then they hear the your side of the story.
So the question now,
yes,
according to the APC, who don't host them several times. Not to now, then begin raise concern, say, hey, the things they will go agree for inside the tripartite, we partner them when at the government, don't begin go out of the agreement. They say they don't call upon UNA, the international partners, and a whole lot of others will be the part of this agreement. So if they say they don't they call on UNA, whose role where UNA don't play for draw each other's attention, say, this na the agreement, UNA need for stick by the agreement.
One of the things then for say then call we, maybe na social media then call on we.
They don't send any official communication.
No official communication. See, that's very important for communicate. Because one of the things them way we even with the international partner them in car last year, one of the things the way they tell them, they say if anything they happen and they're not satisfied, they can always call back to we, the Peace Commission, and we can communicate to them if we feel say we can handle them, right? And how you they communicate with person? Because one of the things that even with conversation we get with them, even your internal communication being get issue, because one person will get some information, the other one is not disseminated to accompany them within even the same political party. So they set the staff for information among themselves. Also, they starve for information cross government. I don't want to say cross party because this now they and the government, right? So now, when we the initial one of the big initial move we make when they go firstly when they say they change the leadership in terms of the one where they had the
co-chair.
Not the co-chair, the one where they had the mediation. Remember saying that Dr. Samura been the head
the coach.
Yes. So when they change them, they not inform the Peace Commission. The first time I again on social media before I say they send letter to Chief Minister, I call them personally, 2 of them, and I tell them whether not the leadership. I say, una no go do this and not send letter to the Peace Commission. If the international moral guarantor then they come, as far as we know no say una don't change leadership. So where we they write? We go right back to Dr. Samura. Even where we get this roundtable discussion then this year, I bring them back to them. I say una still not right to. That's how things they go on with them. They need for able for the right and they communicate properly. When they get this the Mammon meeting as well. After, because I listen them online during the Mammon meeting. After the Mammon meeting, now me call the acting chairman. I say, yeah, you don't go read so many things there here under position paper. I said, please, una go send me a copy of that one and for the Peace Commission sake, so that we'll go review and see how we can work with una for achieve some of them things there. So now that time they then send a copy. So we.
So after they don't sign the tripartite report with the recommendation, they hand that over to His Excellency the President and State House. The APC left una out of the implementation in terms of communicating to una?
Not just the APC, right? One, they say we not for dinner the committee, right? Where they do all this. The Peace Commission for just stand with the moral guarantor for monitor. Where we say, okay, if not that position there, because the Peace Commission gets two face, right? We get the warning part and we get the response part, right? But one thing they can elect for see where we they respond rather than we they and try for resolve issues with them. So if they put we in another part there and then also say we get two face, we say fine, we'll continue to monitor. So because them put we at the monitor side, most of them, all the meetings they they hold, they're not called with it. And the only side where we can get reports now for we can go around all the institutions them where they part of the tripartite recommendation. We don't meet with them. Individually, they ask them update. Not that only, we also can get reports from the Tripartite Secretariat. Because even 2 weeks ago, we write to them officially, ask them for updates. We can write to them every 2 months. They ask them for updates. So if there are any new updates, we didn't know say new updates don't come. Then give we detailed reports of the current update. And we also don't plan say we go round back to the institution for verify. Say waiting day under nine don't be, or maybe they don't do more wave in the secretariat's not capture, because that's what we do. Even this roundtable discussion, we ask the APC then. We say, if una need to get updates, una want where we they get with your updates, let we they share with una, because we they get. And where we get, we they share with the international moral guarantors then. For say, this is where the tripartite and the unity agreement day. Una want to share with una, non-pan no answer we. So my question, why asking that question and no answer? For me, it's the question why I go ask now. Then they get updates. Then they inform we, because if somebody say and then they get updates and then they ask you say you are updates, me the first thing I go say yes, please they share with what you want, what you get with me.
But how are you not say from the get go? Una don't get issue of trust the Peace Commission with the APC, because the first attempt una make for mediate between them. Then say they no want just the Peace Commission for mediates. They need international moral guarantor them for calm.
No, I don't think so we ever get trust issue.
But them. If now they communicate with una.
No, I don't go say, I think they communicate with other front. Like when they get problem, I'll tell you say the Peace Commission are the first front where they can go and come. When they get issue. Right? Even when they arrest the Secretary General, now the Peace Commission are one of the first institutions when they wouldn't call. And anytime when they get issue, I will tell you say the Peace Commission are the first point of contact. So I'm not gonna say they need to communicate. I think say it's also then choose waiting and they want for communicate. And I also think say they also like for drag issues before they see say they need for calm. For car, even this, when things don't get out of hands. Even with this walkout of parliament, apart from when they go talk na the Mammon meeting, pass all year now na social media say, then they walk out of parliament. Nobody not ask we for call them.
But the commission, at any point, una be done hearing from either the side of the opposition or the government regarding implementation of what they don't sign to, because complain them be done they come. The opposition always don't they use the media for complaints, say they know they get the support we they need from government for implement what they be done agree for. Una not be done get down the hits on a desk say they don't say when they complain I don't they come before it a build up to a point where then withdraw from government.
When you go to government, then they tell you everything then they give your side of the story. See, then the come meeting, they also show you south side and the sign attendance of meetings. Say then they come meeting. One of the things they will realize, now this round table discussion we'll get, they say the meetings they're not regular and you don't tell when they get the last meeting, right? They also don't list institutions, head them, or institution the way they want for meet one-to-one, where we also don't take note of. This meeting don't bring a lot of things them way they're not being they talk to we but, and we not be even understand waiting them in the face. We call this meeting for me to explain to we exactly waiting at the problem. And we make sure say government be also represented, because we can't call them meeting and they went at two sides, may one side all day, one side day. So make sure say then they one of the things them where them in they put in at the key highlight where na been the Edmond Anfai nomination, and we know say it's constitutional issue. Now I make the main target person where we invite na been the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sesay. And it been bring along in team where part of the team also be include the political affairs minister, Minister Kalong. Instead been there at that meeting day. Then come and listen and decide where pertaining them, because one of the things the way we emphasize, waiting pertaining you answer. Decide they will not pertaining the next meeting. They don't give you a host of people that way they also want to interact with. We go call them. Not only persons, also institutions where them believe say them forget dialogue. I think say the one or thing waiting we see on by all this roundtable discussion, there had not been enough one-to-one meetings, or who said them get one-to-one meeting, or what's a one-to-one meeting? Maybe now 1 or 2 person at the executive gets a discussion with, because we don't begin to talk to the other people them way then also other institutions where they say they want for meet. And one of the things them where the other institutions then they say, oh, but then people here, so they mean they be represented by this person and this person. Then we don't care, we don't explain to them. But a surprise say the other one now then they say like they don't know anything waiting they go on. So again, just like what I say, I think say information they flow among themselves. That is a one big issue.
But
so if information they flow,
the new co-chair we take over Dr. Samora Kamara, when Dr. Kelfala Mara, we hosted Naya the last time. He said that they make attempts for reach on to the other co-chair when the chief minister, the P calls neither respond to any of the corresponding them within the send to them.
He make mention of that yanda, and one of the posting them, because as I said, they list posting them and they list institutions them, where they say they want for meet. And one of the posting there where they want for meet now the chief minister. And chief minister, I don't understand, say himself say he want for meet them. So that's a positive thing already.
But I don't say again, they're not willing for sit down with them again because of some certain posts and where they post where for them it water down the opposition. It make mention of the opposition the last time where they not being they part of the approval of the chief electoral commissioner. It been right now in social media handle where the opposition really take personal and they say because of that reason they are not sitting down with him again.
Under this round table discussion we'll just get, some of them say where that meeting they will get for column, they not go day, but other set of them say they go day. So that's where we are. Then don't say part of the executive, especially the parliamentarians then. Then don't agree among themselves, say any side way in day, they're not a go na that meeting day. So they say when we call meeting, say that particular segment of meeting or the session na chief minister go day, them as parliamentarians no go. But the other one then say then they go. I think Mayor Akisoya himself been saying no go. But the other one them Dr. Mara and all the rest acting chair, they were not averse to it.
So if they don't take a position now, some of them don't take a position, say they sit with the chief minister when are the co-chair to all of these issues, how Peace Commission they foresee the conversation going forward for try for resolve this standoff in governance?
We go continue for promote dialogue, because just like waiting the AG say nine statement where nine been opening statement that day, it say for make we for backouts or for say they stand off need to solve issue. Now only way we talk, just like we'll get the roundtable discussion. Now we all it's just certain things that I understand them. Right now when we talk, now we understand what's not the problem and then we look at ways them for resolve these issues. Yes, they say they need to participate in governance, but they still say, they say they want for C, and they don't right to HE, and one of the things they also want, they want for CHE. We asked them, if HE gets able for schedule a meeting, would you come to the meeting? They say yes. So, I should say, with continuous dialogue and make all man able for you listen to himself or understand what's in the issue, just like we'll go, we say don't understand as Peace Commission, we'll call them, we're able for understand some of the things there, and we're ready for work out with them. We're ready for work with them, for make sure say the dialogue continue. We not say salon problem, we're not going for solve on one day. But the more we talk, the more all man put in aid together, put in your sense and solve the issue.
So the commission, they facilitate this meeting between the opposition and that of His Excellency.
Meetings. Not a one great meeting. They will get Boku meeting there where then we don't put, where they don't list, where they don't say they want.
But
a lot of meetings.
Then demands from where you're sitting now as executive secretary, then demands then realistic?
For me, the demands them where they make in terms of dialogue, continuous dialogue, it's very realistic. Right? And the same thing now, AGSF say, we need to talk more. Right? And if they not say we need for talk more and CMSF already say, yes, we need for continue this conversation, I don't think say anybody advised to have
question
for continue for get conversation.
The question now way then don't they ask now that why now in the CM they say he want for talk to them after where he don't write so many demeaning things them about them na social media.
I don't want for get involved, but what I go say as the under Peace Commission, now that peace for promote. Don't cut off.
All right, we apologize for that break day. We still get our Samai, where they with we in the studio in the executive secretary for the Peace Commission. As we all know, they don't begin forget conversation now between the opposition and the government. The opposition, we don't take a position, say, then they back out of government because the government no want for do some of the things they were they inside the agreement for national unity. Quickly, however, they ask you, Yusuf say the chief minister say he willing for Sidom and get a conversation with the opposition for let them come back na governance. But the question where people like Honorable Abdukago, the leader of the opposition at parliament, it tell we where we interview and this week now that they know they Sidom with the CM again because if they go on social media, they write demeaning things them about them party, and even before they reach to this stage, the co-chair Dr. Kelfala Maras, they don't send them text, they don't call them, they respond for let them get conversation. Why now?
I think say if we want for promote peace, we need to ask why now. They say what we can able for do now. And if you look at the social media space, you go see say even then say your party they post negative things them on other people them na social media. That no mean say even with all waiting they don't blast president, no mean say president not for talk to them. You understand? So this was so we get for realize say for the peace of the country, we get for allow bygones for be bygones. Everybody don't make mistake. Because where they talk with some people, even if na state out there, they say, hey, unawale then come meet HE. Look whether they don't blast HE the other time. Now beg me say they beg for them. So myself, I go continue for beg themselves say, let themselves ceasefire, make themselves put the act down, and make we see how this conversation go bridge the gap. Everybody can make mistake. Make them listen, make them consider with CM, and let them blow mind to them. Say, waiting CM, what they do so, we not let come. You understand? You need for stop this. And this not the way we for go forward. And then let you wait to see him, they say whether he go say, okay, now I don't understand, we will not go in this direction, or CM go say, no, I go continue. Then the Peace Commission go sit down and say, well, CM, I don't think that the way forward this for peace. Let we see how we go tone down certain things there for let peace and social cohesion go before.
We asked earlier about how realistic the demands of the APCB, because even at that meeting, the way they come out the meeting wanna be all previously, they can't pull a press statement. Also, then told the public say, then strongly tell una say, they can't come into governance with the Chief Electoral Commissioner being Edmond Alpha. They want a reverse of that decision. Is this achievable from una dialogue the way una they get?
Look at that press release day. What I love about the press release and the last paragraph. The last paragraph say they're very open to dialogue and they're ready for continue in that interjectivity. So for me, then I'm opening. Not a waiting other person don't say, it's also ending talk. We, na Peace Commission, we look for any opening for peace. As long as they say they're still open to dialogue, me are still open and the commission still open, the board, the chair, because we been get 2 board member day, because we board chairman travel, instead we want to be part of this conversation. It come is he actively one day dive into that. One thing what I go say, we so ready for make everybody come at this table and have a conversation. I tell you, one thing where a noble salon history, all we problem them, na dialogue don't solve them. God not able for solve them.
Will dialogue solve
not
that
able
aspect of the demand? Because this is one thing
It's
where
all-
then any side they get opportunity for talk right
It's
now,
all-
then don't put
it's all
foot
the-
down say that
Then
position
don't put
must not
foot down,
be
not mean
Edmond
say-
Alpha.
No mean say they can't have a conversation. All they need for do now for continue for have a conversation. If you don't get a conversation, then how you go able for get your demands? Eh? Even if you want bank loan, if you not go, you just go fling your paper and you not go get your conversation, you not go present proper case for let them give you bank loan, they will give you bank loan, they're not go do them. So let we see how na conversation. Everything at this world na negotiation and conversation. It could happen, it could not happen. But now how you talk, how you present your case, and how because now the same thing and do where then go yonder, we allow them over 1 hour then present their case. And AG Alpha and Alpha Sesay and Honorable and the Minister Kalon, they use 2 hours for reply because then they broke everything down for them. Made themselves understand waiting and not say, waiting at the implications and how this could be, how we go forward.
How soon una go able resolve the issues there and the APC come back to work?
It's an ongoing process. We don't prioritize them. Now the Peace Commission in priority currently. For more come out na that round table day, we don't start for work on them and we go continue for work on them.
All right.
And we go definitely the inform. If we not tell una self, una go to see progress. Just like we not be informed about the dialogue, una
Yes,
see progress.
yes.
And I saw Peace Commission they work. They go na the air and make noise. But when una see progress, but putting in there na this country where the Peace Commission they do from resolving issues with paramount chief them, na this different districts, we they do boku work. But when they can at the media and talk them because some of them are very sensitive issues then. And I saw we go continue for work. For make sure say peace and social cohesion continue for them in the country. But I want for say one thing. Lay the one the way the social media manage waiting and the post na social media. I can always say we all na family. Whether you be Timini, Limba, there are so much intermarriages. Whether you be Mende, Madingo, there are so much intermarriages. Today you they talk. You don't know who that you they try for offend. Tomorrow you don't know if that person there na get for help you in a life. Today you they project somebody in the most negative way. You don't know waiting that person there go help you picking, or young picking go help you picking, or maybe now the two picking and get for married self. We no know. So do ya, for God's sake, now one grain salon we get. And I can always say Salon a very peaceful country. The fifth most peaceful country na Africa. So we want for Begona, do ya? Make we all hand for push this peace. APC and SLPP, not to enemies them. Go na parliament low, I believe say they're not to enemies them. Una they see, then they share food, then they joke, then they laugh, then they come out, then they go hang out in a beach. Now me and you two, now we they feel say they're an enemy then, not to enemy them. Even when we been there at the round table, you go there they tell themselves, you know, so meet up. And you know they do, me know they. So do ya, let we work together for protect this peace. Na Salon, because no other country know they will go for feed by your country.
All right, many thanks. How was Samai we join with this morning for update the public who saw on a day now as soon as don't start discussions between the government and that of the opposition for on a find way how on a go bring them come back on board. As soon all know the APC say they take part for anything governance again. They don't withdraw all the elected officials them from the councils and that of parliament. That's now be our Samai in the executive secretary for the Peace Commission. We will continue for get our as and when necessary as they don't tell una, then they continue for talk between the two parties. Then quickly they go over to Augustine Samba Mara, still inside this tripartite agreement. Now one of the people them inside 2024, where they push say this agreement for gonna parliament for ratification. Now that where the opposition don't back out and say they're not a part of governance, it don't bring the topic back, say if they don't want the APC. Good morning, Augustine Samba Mara.
Good morning, Khadija.
Good morning, Augustine.
Good morning, Khadija.
All right. You put out a tweet where you say you be done won the APC inside 2024, say them for push for let them ratify this agreement for national unity in a parliament. And for you believe, say the SLPP outsmarts the APC on that. Take me through some of the things that way you been states to the APC for won them in 2024.
I think specifically 2024 National Elections Watch being contract me as one panel consultant for look at the tripartite recommendations, but more specifically for compare within the tripartite recommendations and the constitutional review reports, the recommendations that we contain in the CRC. And I think say during the presentation, during the event in Shangri-La in 2024, and I remember clearly that the US ambassador was in attendance, including other civil society organizations and members of the opposition APC. In fact, the chief minister Bilide, he made a statement there. And I remember say during my presentation, I did emphasize say Section 40 of the Constitution say anytime a government they enter into any agreement, we get the tendency for affect any law or any provision within the Constitution or affect any, for example, even taxation laws. They say that agreements they for be ratified for they get legal effects, for they be binding. So I emphasize that one day. And I also make the point say, now that make, for example, the Lome peace agreements gets legal. It's better than common Lome. Some Solomon Bayer will be make sure say it gazette not just gazette but parliament ratify Lome. So now that make Lome be the basis for the special court for Sierra Leone. And the obviously the TRC Truth and Reconciliation Commission reports as well, because then they really significant. So I mean, I said that in 2024, and I've been feel say that the parliament, especially the opposition, win and then get so much for lose in this agreement framework. for don't take steps for ensure say they ratify and they discuss on a parliament and they ratify. Because mind you, the two parties to this agreement are government and then the APC party, right? So APC then gets the onus day for ensure say them ratify am because they're not the within not within their own government. So they should have taken steps to ratify that. So I've been really surprised of late where I learned say the tripartite was never put before Parliament for ratification. So not only inspired me tweet yesterday because I had to call someone from Parliament, senior person, and then he confirmed saying no, it was not ratified. I said, well, that would have been spectacular blunder. And it mean good that some few online entities and reports that me comments during the engagement. So I mean just get pull them up, say, not for say I tell you so, but also for remind we say we all are aware of them provisions and it's a pity that the opposition not being take that opportunity to tidy up the tripartite process.
Position more for ensure say they ratify the agreement. They for time like this when they complain now say governments not agree for do waiting them been signed to because the documents will be ratified. Now government they tell them say then they go by waiting binding when at the constitution. Then they go strictly by waiting the constitution say especially the appointment of the chief electoral commissioner and the comments now and we don't be position of the opposition. You feel say back then the opposition been trust government too much where be make them be get understanding say it's a gentleman's agreement. Let's just leave them and see if we can uphold this. Was there too much trust from their side to the government?
I think that I'm not going to say the opposition in trust government. The opposition has always been circumspect. But I think, to be honest, the APC not don't treat the entire, even the electioneering process. For example, the initial boycott of governance and certain demands that we them make. In my own view, I mean, speaking for myself, I think say the APC they flip flop, a number of times, and Nadani don't give appetite to the SLPP party in power for let them continue for outsmart them because if you like then they take a position today, then go back on them. Opposition get forget consistency and then get forget courage for stand up for it and believe. I think that there was unequal bargaining power at the tripartite. I always mention to somebody say, I don't believe say Dr. Samora Kamara for
You still dey watch the breakfast show, and that's not being Augustine Sorisembe Mara, where be they make imposition, but why it feels say the opposition, All People's Congress, for don't push for the then care the tripartite recommendation of Parliament and Parliament for the ratifier. And for I believe say the government outsmart the opposition. APC. Would they try forget Augustine back? We don't know what happen. Just get some interruption. Now the virtual link also will get as to be the state in position. Would they look at few messages them? Then when we get Augustine so we send Mara back, we go try for link na the virtual link. Would they take few from Facebook and see how we go able to forget Augustine back. Rosalie Massacre, they say, I don't care who are heading institution. As long as you are in opposition, you find it difficult to get trust in anything the government is doing.
All right, this one on the YouTube channel. The very first one I go read. Lawan say, Mr. Mara, according to APC MPs, they demanded for that, but the ruling MPs did not allow that to happen. We look at small messages. This one from Lawan again is say, Lawyer Mara, another credible Sierra Leonean. This one from Abubakar CDNK, they say APC not ever accept Edmond Alpha for ECSL boss after all waiting it been done say about 2028 elections. We dey look at small messages as we still try forget Augustine Sorisembe Mara again on the line. This other message say from where. Alright. The message we'll go look at now say how Samai waiting you need for big president for. President say na in a servant to the people them. Now so this regime they do all man where then dirty the water then big. Alright, we look at more messages we don't come in. This one said the Peace Commission is not neutral by submissions. Alright, more messages we don't come inside the program. We still try forget Augustine Sorisembe Mara for complete in statements as we get some on the line this morning for let you talk about a tweet we make after we the All People's Congress don't withdraw from government. It say in 2024 it been warned and say then for ensure say then ratify the agreements where them been signed with government for time like this. Well, like somebody don't send message. According to the message the person sent, it say Mr. Marafa also no say the opposition been trying at parliament for letting ratify the agreement. But according to this text, it say the LSLPP MP them now they not been agreed for letting ratify the agreement. But we go get Mr. Mara shortly back na the phone for let we complete that conversation there because according to Ram, it just on the state say the opposition not don't be consistent with them position them and in words it said they don't flip flop on position them where they take as an opposition and go for be consistent. We try forget Mr. Mara back, but meanwhile we go look at more messages we don't come inside the program this morning. Now the different platform them outside people on the watch. Sheka Ahmed Toronka regarding the issue Marcella been a talk about. He say Madam Sella, your voice is the voice of the people. Please fear not any intimidation from these people. You have our blessings.
All right, this other one where I go take quickly before we come back to Augustine Sorisembe Mara. I say APC is not smart, just like what Mr. Mara has just said, but they are behaving like they are smart. APC should ratify this agreement long since. All right, quickly we'll go over again to Augustine Sorisembe Mara. We just don't join we. Hello again, Mr. Mara.
I'm back. Yes.
All right. Earlier, before we get that interruption, you be make a statement say you believe say the APC as an opposition they're not consistent and then they flip flop.
Yeah, absolutely. And also for I'd say the opposition also get for demonstrate courage for defend democracy. Because what happened 2023 now we still a struggle with. And it's a pity that they go don't take a position today and then it seems like then they back out of that position day. Right? If they may not handle the tripartite process well, then for the ensure say not just the signing process for the camera, but that entire tripartite process for don't get legislative backing, right? And I think it's a pity that nowadays, I mean, right now, government they say it's not binding, so we go by within binding, as if the government counterparts been see down the road, and they may ensure say they may just kind of lure them into signing, and after the signing, they now stall in terms of getting the tripartite in before Parliament for ratification. So now then they quite clearly correctly tell them, say, oh, it's not binding. We can do them the way we want them. The opposition don't do their homework very, very well. It's a pity.
Of government and the Peace Commission don't begin for talk between them for see how they go resolve these issues. Is there any room for let the opposition push for let these documents go to parliament that they ratify them?
I mean, there's no There's no prohibition on that, to be honest. There's no prohibition on that. The only thing I can say now the fact that I think say because government don't see waiting their head, I think that government would obstruct that process say, for ratify 'em. You know, then say the tell way the iron one and they say they will knock them. Now that 10-day way, they immediately be don't sign and if don't push for let them ratify and one thing. But as you would know, implementation don't start. Um, and government don't see say if they ratify it now, it means say so many things that they would want to do ordinarily, they're not going to do. Right? But having said that, let me just say that the government also, especially the SLPP government, SLPP government, not on demonstrate good faith because we do international law, they get written and called Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties. Treaties basically an agreement between two countries, two states, etc., etc. Right? And that Vienna Convention, they say anytime where somebody sign an agreement, he bound by the spirit of that agreement, even though they not ratify the agreement. So similarly, if we domesticate that doctrine there, it go mean say since government don't sign this agreement, for God's sake, government for show respect for that agreement there, government for sure say they want for be bound by the content and the terms of that agreement. And the fact that government begin for implement the tripartite recommendations means say they don't demonstrate a willingness to be bound and to be affected by the agreement. And so it all really show a very good and honest picture where on the one hand governments don't begin implement, but when it comes to critical recommendations such as the appointment of electoral commissioners, they now can say, oh, it's not binding. No, it is show say don't show good statesmanship, don't show honesty, show regard for the people of Sierra Leone. Because all intent and the way you engage with the opposition, now with a view say we want to improve the electoral landscape. We'll come back in the midst of implementing the tripartite and then go back and say the tripartite not binding. We do go by the provisions of the 1991 Constitution, the very same provisions where you say them for amend and then for change.
Tuesday that of government. Now they don't go back na the table, negotiations they on now for let them go come back into governance. With this issue of trust between the two parties involved, they already don't feel like the government outsmarts them na the first rounds. Then they feel like the government don't deceive them na the first rounds, fool them for coming to governance by agreements way along the line. They not keep to waiting them, they don't promise it and go keep to. What should the opposition be doing at this stage where then they back na the table now they negotiate, waiting for them at the table from the opposition at this stage? For let back to Osa with this so.
I think in negotiations, the opposition get for make sure say they get very strong negotiators. I think say Dr. Maya they do really good job. Me personally not be impressed with Dr. Samora Kamara in handling of the entire tripartite process. I think not that anybody they say for be friendly to the other side, but I think the lot of hobnobbing not be necessary at all, at all. And I think say the opposition for also recognize say they have been the only representative of the people of Sierra Leone. So then therefore represents the people, not just the APC party, winner them party and then supporters. And one party criticism say where me personally don't levy against the tripartite now that me get broad-based representation. So the APC for understand say other shades of opinion not in the room. They not just represent their own interests, for represent the national interests of the people of Sierra Leone. So that they mean say they get for get really not just strong but really skillful negotiators, and then get for identify waiting a set of non-negotiables. This na the one they will no say and the tripartite. If they not implement them, then it means say the entire tripartite process no all water. Then you have to identify the non-negotiables then they. Because once you able compromise, for example, on the appointment of the chief electoral commissioner, you mean say you can also for example, compromise on maybe the electoral system or the threshold for presidential election. So the opposition therefore sets down a number of non-negotiables. Say these recommendations we not for depart from them at all, because once we depart from them, it make really they water down entirely and it render effectively weak and want of a better word, worthless really the entire tripartite process, because certain recommendations and they were critical. Mind you, the tripartite come off from the assumption based on data, evidence, reports, etc. Say the 2023 election being faulty. How do we fix that? So one of the things that both parties they agree on that the appointment process of the commissioner, that one by the way they set the stage for bad elections. So if we get it wrong at the appointment stage, it means we will get it wrong in terms of the outcome of the election. So now that it make really important that we get them right. And I think if they get really good negotiators, then people will get the courage, and then people are consistent, they would ensure that they bring in international moral guarantors them. For let them can remind the government, say no, una be agree to the wire, and then una for respect, even though una not ratify them, but una respect what una don't sign. Because that's the spirit of every agreement, whether you register or not. Once you sign them, you don't demonstrate a willingness to be bound by the terms. So I think if you ask me, waiting ever put on the table now a set of non-negotiables. Say DNA why I need to depart from them. Do these should be implemented? Otherwise, the entire tripartite process would become a waste of time.
Position, they're not consistent, then they flip flop on the demands. Now they don't go back na the table, forget conversation through the peace commission. How might just come here, we say then they try for arrange series of meetings for let them talk the way forward. Most of the things them where the APCB they push for during the tripartite negotiations, one na the appointment of Edmond Alpha as new chief electoral commissioner. It all happen. The APCB they push say all the commissioner them we conduct the previous election where them believe say faulty, therefore change them. As they don't go back na the table with the inconsistency where you don't pick out from them, you think say then go able for negotiate and get something tangible from the government?
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to sound a pessimist, but I think say waiting the government don't do in the first place, the government don't demonstrate quite clearly that then they reward bad behavior. If we say a set of people and conduct elections and that elections are questionable, then while we dey get a conversation, you promote one party people away, mean oversee the elections. Merely they tell we say you don't reward them for what has been described as a bad conduct, right? And I think say fundamentally, waiting the opposition for do now for ensure say then get the government for respect this arrangement where they enter into willingly, and this arrangement with the international community being guaranteed. Because as always, why make them serve as moral guarantors? Sometimes the way one party want for forget your obligation, the guarantor can come forward and say, no, these are your obligations and you ought for keep them. So I think that going back to the table is nice. And I agree with our Samba in the studio. Say waiting on solve the crisis always na dialogue, na negotiations. But as always, we get for negotiate sincerely, we get for negotiate honestly, and we get for make sure say what will they do at the end of the day, they keep the status quo. If we don't see an institution preside over an election, and that election they not come off fine, you don't have to keep those folks who presided over that elections day. We need new phases, we need new hands, need new minds. Now ECSL for preside over 2028 elections. Otherwise, if you keep the same old guard, you can give them all kind laws, the best of laws in this world. If you keep the same people and we get the same mindsets, then go repeat the errors and we'll be back to square one. So I think that however the opposition get for Duam, they don't start with boycott of governance. We don't know how long that they go last, whether they will get courage for all this out for as long as possible. But the opposition should have a courage to say we are standing up, not just for we own supporters and we party members, we're standing up for the people of Sierra Leone. Because once we get our wrong by elections, no invalid electoral process, not the best good governance. I have said this a million times. If elections are not done correctly, 9 chances out of 10, you need to get good governance. You need to get economic development. You need to get political progress. Because nothing good not they come off from a bad process. So once we get along with elections, believe you me, I like we elect a person for 20 years. Once the electoral system is faulty, political and economic development is not guaranteed. That is why fundamentally elections are the foundation. We forget our rights, we forget and clean, we forget credible elections where everybody's satisfied that where cast me votes, the votes nine don't determine the outcome. Not to one calculation by some set of people we not represents the sentiments and the aspirations of the people of Sierra Leone. Democracy is built on credible elections. We cannot practice democracy unless we're able for sure say we elections them they're above average and then credible and can be certified by both national and international observers as above average.
This morning and talk about your position where you feel say the All People's Congress as an opposition no push for the tripartite recommendation and that of the reports then table them and ratify them na parliament. Well, now they end this edition of the breakfast show this morning with a whole series of conversation with various topics. We don't get Marcella Samba Sesay, we get Hawa Samai from the Peace Commission, and we end with Augustine Sembemara, a human rights and also a democracy advocate, where they give in own personal opinion on what he thinks say the opposition for don't do for make the tripartite agreement and the recommendation then become legitimate and binding. Now then, this edition of the breakfast show continue for Watch Liberty TV throughout the day, as now the only digital platform this way you get authentic and correct news about public interest stories. Many thanks to the production team, Marcella Conte and Musa Saukoma, we support we for bringing this edition of the breakfast show come to you. So now all we continue for Watch Liberty TV. One for say many thanks. And Mina Kadeja Bangura, they say, have a good day.
All right. Until we meet again, Mabel Kabadi say, have a good day and stay out of trouble.